Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. The streets of Port Charles are buzzing. Rumors swirl. Alliances shift. And at the center of this week's intrigue is one of the city's most magnetic figures, Ava Jerome. She's back in the spotlight, and she's caught the eye of a figure you might not have expected, Jen Sidwell. Their encounter sets in motion what could become one of the most daring power plays we've seen in a long while. Let's set the stage. Ava Jerome, art dealer, mob heiress, survivor of so many of Port Charles's darkest plots, has always played many roles. She has dazzled, manipulated, hidden, revealed, and through it all, she has retained her edge. Now she finds herself across the table from Jen Sidwell, a man whose reputation in, let's call it, undercover enterprise is formidable. Their paths were never destined to cross, until now. According to the latest spoilers, Ava really impresses a Sidwell. That's no small feat. The very phrasing hints that this is more than a casual meeting. This is a turning point. So what is it about Ava that heightens Sidwell's interest? And what will Sidwell bring into the mix? This is where we dive deeper. Ava's past looms large. We're reminded that she was once consumed by allegiance and survival in the Jerome crime family, then tangled with the Cassadines, with Sonny Corinthos, and with her own daughter's legacy. The darker side of Ava is real. But lately, she's recast herself, gallery owner, businesswoman, art patron, a new image. Yet many believe the old instincts remain. And that's important, because Sidwell isn't looking for a friendly gallery partner. He's looking for someone with guts, someone with history, someone with connections. The spoilers hint that Lucas Jones and his son Marco Rios are stepping into deeper storylines, and Marco is Sidwell's son. With Marco involved, Sidwell's interest in Ava becomes more than personal, it becomes strategic. If Ava aligns with Sidwell, that duo could be the latest, dastardly pair in Port Charles, the family that prays together, slays together. Let's imagine the possibilities. Ava brings her name, her savvy, her connections in the art world and the underworld. Sidwell brings resources, secrecy, and ambition. Together, they could leverage family ties, real estate deals, Windermere, anyone, and the network of criminal and legitimate assets that swirl beneath the surface of Port Charles. And their combination could shift the balance of power, especially for those who thought Ava's wild days were behind her. But what models do we have for this kind of alliance in GH history? Let's recall, previously, Ava aligned with Julian Jerome, Sonny Corinthos, even Nicholas Cassadine. Each time, she walked a tightrope between redemption and relapse. She has threatened. She has been threatened. She has turned on former allies. With Sidwell, unknown quantity, the risk is high. What will Ava do when asked to cross lines that her newer persona might resist? And what will Sidwell do if Ava's restraint slows him down? We must also consider the personal dynamics. Sidwell's son Marco is involved with Lucas. That means Ava has a direct line into the Jones/Rios family drama. Sidwell knows this. Whether he uses it or not remains to be seen. But it gives him leverage. And for Ava, that could mean a way back into power without the violence she once embraced, or a dangerous return to those tactics she once abandoned. The conversation between Ava and Sidwell is described as impressive for her. What could she have said or done? Perhaps she displayed knowledge of Sidwell's operations, demonstrated her value beyond art, showed that she is still fearless and resourceful. Maybe she offered insight into Sidwell's vulnerabilities. The fact that the show teases it this way suggests it will be shown on screen, a moment of recognition. And the fans will feel it. Now, what about the rest of the board in Port Charles? This alliance will not go unnoticed. Equals for the likes of Sonny Corinthos, Alexis Davis, Laura Spencer, and the many players in mob corridors and legal halls, Ava and Sidwell's possible pairing means shifts in power, in assets, in consequences. Sonny always senses threats. He will perceive this one. Alexis will be watching the art and legal angles. Laura might be worried about political fallout. So yes, the ripple effects will spread. Consider the possibility of Windermere. The tracking is subtle but present. Sidwell bought Windermere from Ava at some point. Their history, albeit brief, was minimal. But now the books hint at more contact. Equals that house is symbolic. Its power, prestige, history. A return there, a reconnection, could signal a return to dominance. And if Ava steps back in, that means she is re-engaging in her game. Let's talk motivations. Why would Ava want to partner with Sidwell? Several possibilities. Legacy preservation, new vehicle for revenge, a way to protect her daughter Avery, a bid to outmaneuver Sunny, or simply an offer she cannot refuse. On Sidwell's side, he needs someone with credibility, charisma, finesse, someone who can be the face when he stays in shadows. And Ava fits. But there's conflict. There's danger. The old Ava might drag in a fight she no longer wants. Sidwell might ask for something she cannot deliver. Lucas might feel betrayed. Marco might become a pawn or become victim. Sunny's response may be ruthless. The darker side of Port Charles stirs. Let's speculate. In upcoming episodes, we may witness the first test of this duo. Maybe a joint venture, legal or illicit, where Ava steps in to shield Sidwell's interests. Perhaps she uses her art gallery or social connections to launder information or goods. Perhaps Lucas senses something and starts asking questions. Maybe Sunny spots a move by Sidwell, realizes Ava is complicit, and edges in. The confrontation could come sooner rather than later. Furthermore, the watchers are teased with lines like, "The family that prays together slays together." Equals while playful. That phrase suggests a facade of civility covering malice. Ava and Sidwell may present as business partners, maybe even family by association, but underneath there is ambition, menace, strategy. That duality is what makes this storyline for you, the viewer. Gripping. What should you look for? First, watch their dialogue. Any moment Sidwell shifts from cordial to calculating, or Ava from casual to commanding. These are cues. Secondly, note the setting: museum gala, Windmere sitting room, Port Charles beachfront. Where they meet matters. Third, look for reactions by others: Sunny's glare, Alexis's questions, Lucas's unease. These external signals will amplify the tension. Fourth, items of symbolic value: Windmere, art pieces, legal documents, daggers, trust papers. Keep your eyes on them. Speaking of symbolic items, there is a precedent of the Cassadine dagger, the hidden will, the family home being more than real estate. In the same spirit, Ava and Sidwell's brand of drama will include objects with meaning. If you catch one, you'll know the story is ramping up. Let's weave in the bigger picture. This week's preview also mentions other story arcs: the mayoral campaign of Laura, Sunny conferring with Jason, Anna being in danger. But within that swirl, the Ava-Sidwell pairing is the one quietly alarming because the suffering may come later and suddenly. This is how soaps excel: patience then payoff. From a storytelling perspective, this pairing gives writers a fresh angle. Ava has been redeemed to some extent. Sidwell is newly unleashed. Putting them together creates tension, invites moral ambiguity, and gives the audience someone to root for and against simultaneously. The viewer may delight in Ava's cunning, while fearing what she might become. The viewer might admire Sidwell's vision, while reviling his methods. That shade of gray is where good soap opera magic lives. Let's imagine possible outcomes. Outcome 1. The duo flourishes temporarily. They outmaneuver Sunny. They carve out territory. Ava finds new purpose. Sidwell gains legitimacy. But outcome 2. The alliance fractures. Trust is broken. Blood is spilled. Ava's daughter is endangered. Sidwell's past drags them under. The writers could choose either, but the strongest stories often go to the second. The audience expects betrayal after trust. In Port Charles, it's almost a rule. Which brings us to one more angle: redemption and relapse. Ava has been striving to reinvent. Will she burn that down for power? Is Sidwell her path back into the darkness she left? Or is she using Sidwell to light something new? And is Sidwell using Ava or will be used by her? That interplay is rich territory. Let's take a moment to look at what the fan commentary suggests. While specific quotes are not provided here, the spoiler sites emphasize, wouldn't it be interesting if Ava somehow got herself back into Windmere? That question is more than curiosity. It's foreshadowing. The writers want us to ask, how far will she go? And will we recognize the Ava who emerges? One more point. The role of Lucas and Marco can't be ignored. Lucas contemplates moving in with his son Marco. Marco is Sidwell's son. That means the child of this new duplex may well be the next pivot. If Lucas, Marco, Sidwell, and Ava are all connected, we may see a multi-generational scheme playing out. Watch the father-slash-son dynamics. Watch the nephew-slash-uncle dynamics. Watch the mentor-slash-partner dynamics. The power structure will be layered. Some practical viewer tips. Keep a ledger of who benefits from what. On screen, when an asset changes hands, art piece, property, company share, document, note it. When someone meets someone new in a quiet room or private corner, that scene may hint at alliance forming. If Ava offers someone help or a business connection, ask, what's the catch? When Sidwell speaks in a measured tone about future, record the phrasing. Because soap clues often lie in dialogue rather than big action. Now, in terms of tone, the pairing is ominous, but sophisticated. It is not the blunt mob hit of old, not yet. It is the slow seduction of power, the art gala handshake, the whispered promise, the earned respect. This gives the story a modern edge. Port Charles is changing. The villains are polishing their image. The threats are elegant. Let's anticipate some key future beats. 1. An art exhibit hosted by Ava where Sidwell appears, signaling their public alignment. 2. Windermere's role returns in a clandestine meeting. 3. Marco accidentally or intentionally overhears or witnesses something that ties Sidwell and Ava's agenda together. 4. Sonny or Alexis uncovers the connection and seeks to interrupt before the alliance is fully established. 5. A betrayal or reveal. Perhaps Sidwell uses Marco in a way that Ava did not sign up for, forcing her to choose between family and ambition. In sum, Ava impresses Sidwell is not just a line. It is the beginning of a storyline that has the potential to change the turf in Port Charles. It's about power, history, reinvention, strategy, and family, both chosen and blood-tied. It's about redemption and relapse, seen through an alliance that may look promising but is rife with peril. Keep your eyes open, your notes ready, and your theories active. As we head into the coming weeks of General Hospital, pay attention to subtleties more than screams. The creak of a floorboard, the look exchanged, the glass raised in a toast may all hold meaning. The alliance between Ava and Sidwell may become Port Charles's most seductive danger yet. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.